What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. Man, it's awesome to see the followers already climbing and the watchers already climbing on this gig. Welcome back from hopefully a long, restful, enjoyable weekend. And man, we have a show packed today. So, Eddie's getting everything set up. We got DJ Eddie Express on the mix today. Engineer Jesse working the cameras and getting everything set up and trying to bail us out if something goes wrong. And we're gonna have our main dude Tom from Cold Hard Art. Man, this dude is a creative mastermind, whiz kid, bottle rocket, all rolled into one, and we're super stoked to have him on today. And gosh, where do we start, man? There's so much to cover. So shit, get in with it.
I mean,
how we doing?
It's gonna be a good episode, man.
I think it is. I mean, I'm pumped up about it.
I can tell you're pumped. You got this shirt on,
dude. I mean, shout out. Oh, this way.
The other side.
There you go.
Your other side.
No, well, I'm looking at this camera, flipping around here. Yeah, one way, you got another way. I made myself, got me nice new,
nice shirt.
Clean shirt on, rocking and supporting the dude.
Yeah.
I gotta be able to hook it up hopefully soon. And I off-centered it, so that's gonna drive him nuts, guaranteed. But it's gonna be, dude, we got so much stuff to talk about. So first of all, we did talk about this on last week's show, that Prado was on and then it was off again.
Yeah.
Okay. Out of the gate, most importantly for me, is that the Prado show does more than just a cool car show, hang out, chill, vibe, camp, the whole deal. Love it all. Love everything to do with that, man. But one of the things that I'm really excited about, dude, is that, for me, it's more than that, right? We talked about what they do with the money. I mean, it goes to the Ronald McDonald House. They sponsor a room every single year. I mean, that's crucial, right?
Yep.
So for us to do this, this is something that's been on my mind. We did call Stan Ford just before the show starts. And now that we've received the product, we're able to do this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach and go to camera one, please. I am going to, some of you guys have seen this. Some of you guys haven't. This is our brand new release from EMPI. It's a 124 scale car, and we're going to donate 2 main lines and 2 chases to this. I'm trying to get the glare out of here, to Stan's group. And we're going to let them raffle these off. So the chases are only 500 made. These are also signed by the artist who helped design and create the packaging artwork along with us. So we're going to donate these to them. We want to help raise some more funds for the Ronald McDonald's House. And the Fords, they do an amazing job. They put their butts to work to do it every single year. So we want to make sure that we get them taken care of. And, the kids are what it's all about. So if we can help in any way, shape, or form, God willing, we're going to do that. So like I said, we're going to step up to the plate. We're going to donate some of these and help. We're going to do a silent or an auction for this. So stay tuned for more information from those guys.
We'll have more details next
week.
They're
going to have more details next week. They're going to come down and see us. So super stoked again. If you guys haven't,
and those things
these are really 124 cool. Scale from M2. Limited production run, and once they're gone, they're gone. So these are also available through EMPI directly, but we just picked them up today, so We're super stoked on that. So stay tuned for more information. On that with the Prado and the Black Star Campout page, they're gonna post that up. Dude, we'll get into more of the goodies later. I got to start talking to this cat. I've been wanting to. So without further ado, man, I got to bring him in. Oh, we lost him for a second, it looks like. So we'll have to come back and dial back in. I'm not sure what happened there, but hopefully he'll dial back in. We just had him on there. So Tom, if you get me back in here. A couple of things you guys have also seen. We'll give you a little sneak peek of what's coming down the pipeline and, what's going to happen. You guys saw these at PRI. I know Shen had posted this in the magazine. Production run's hitting, so these are going to be bad. I'm only going to give you that little sneak peek and glimpse. So as soon as we get Tom back online, we'll be ready to rock and roll. and get him going. But man, what else do we got going on this week, man? What's the crack?
I know what you got going on this week.
Oh yeah, that little thing.
That little thing.
All right, I'm back. He's back in action.
All right.
Oh, there he is. Well, we're gonna go and bring him back in. So without further ado, we're gonna go and bring him in. Thank you for gracing us with your presence and then vanishing like a ninja. So
yeah, I'm not a tech guy, so this stuff I don't Skype or video chat ever in my life. So I'm like an 85-year-old man in a 38-year-old man's body. So.
Well, at least we got you. And I mean, we made it as simple and as easy as we possibly could. Just click the link and turn on the microphone. So you're set. And look at you, you're rocking like headset. You're like a part-time DJ.
I tried. I had no idea how to do that stuff. So I didn't wear I'm not even wearing my shirt right now because I'm just so behind today. And I'm lucky to be here.
Well, dude, I'm stoked to have you. First of all, I mean, thank you so much for willing to come on the show. We've seen so much of your work go viral around, the web and whatnot. And it's like a lot of people, I mean, even including myself, love to see a face, behind the mask and behind the welding helmet. And how cool is it to actually have you there? So it's people ask about it all the time, man. They ask, what's the story? And to try to read your bio and whatnot. But kind of how did, you kind of got your start. You always been into fab, and then give us a little bit of trinkets.
That's a deep question. That's deep right there. As you can see, I got race car crap everywhere. I'm kind of like a 38-year-old man that is a 12-year-old, that's a 40-year-old or 80-year-old or whatever. So, and I don't even do drugs and drinks. So that story is kind of deep. I'd have to say watching one race on TV is what got me triggered into racing. Playing with Legos and models, which some kids still do, some kids don't now, and stuff like that. And honestly, it's one of those things like nobody in my family is into racing, so it is really kind of like just got hit with the bug of, ooh, that looks cool to drive a race car or be involved in racing. So my life is just absolutely all types of motorsports, and I mean, I could talk for hours, so I want to be specific. Ask me something specific, because I will terminate 3 hours.
Well, we got a surprise for your ass in a little while too, so I'm gonna leave you a cliffhanger. So I guess the cross paths and whatnot is you were a DSR, so Don Schumacher Racing is kind of really started blossoming, correct? And then the offshoot of the creative side of stuff's kind of going from there. Is that kind of the gist of it, or the Reader's Digest version?
Honestly, when I started at Schumacher, I was supposed to work on a Nitro Funny Car team, and Lee Beard hired 9 guys because he had the budget to, when there's only really supposed to be 8 guys. So the new guy, and I'm like I'm 22, and I'm like 130 pounds, and they want me to build short blocks, and you have to torque like the main caps like 250. And I'm like, you want me to lay on the ground underneath the car and try to torque something twice my body weight? So they realized, I'm like, I don't think this job's for you. So he kind of technically canned me for 5 minutes, but he goes, I know you're a hard worker and you want to be here. So he's like, most people get canned and they're gone. He's like, we have 2 choices for you. You can either work hospitality or you can work on the Pro Stock motorcycle team of Antron Brown and Angel Sampay. And I'm like, well, I may not know exactly a lot about motorcycles, but they are an engine and wheels compared to me flipping burgers and serving people. And I don't have the tolerance for that stuff. So I picked the bikes, and obviously that turned out to be pretty good for 6 years. And then, and my boss, Steve, my crew chief Steve Tartaglia said, if you're going to be like working on the bike, it'd be nice if you can learn how to be trusted to weld on the bike. Because, I mean, obviously you're putting someone on a bike to go 200 miles an hour in less than 6 seconds. You can't have shitty welds. So you better practice. So after work, I practiced. And my theory is if you're going to practice welding, do something that you want to keep instead of just going, oh, 2 coupons and it looks great, do it again, throw it away. Is do something that you want to keep and makes your mindset going, I really, really want to do a good job on every single weld of everything you do. So that mindset's great for everything too when you're welding on race cars and stuff like that. So I did that, and then I was just doing art and for fun, and it evolved into what I have now, where it is full time. I actually had to quit my very awesome job at Schumacher Racing building race cars to do art. So either I'm the smartest person in the world taking a chance or the stupidest person in the world doing art over building race cars. But the way the world's going for these past couple months, it doesn't seem terrible because I've been plenty busy and I got no boss that's going to lay me off or take 20% off my thing. So like most of the world now, so not doing so bad.
That's awesome. I mean, the cool part about it is I think as you've gotten more notoriety and things have kind of spread and the pieces gets put out, then you're starting to get these commission pieces. It looks like where you're building like the trophy truck thing or the bus was so sick that you did on that. I mean, I'm like trying to sweet talk you to come ship that my way one of these days. But I think that's just the blossoming of it all and just the creative, like again, the creative mastermind behind it. Cause you are a little bit of a mad scientist. I mean, that's the neat part and the edgy part about you that I enjoy watching is what does this maniac going to come up with next? I mean, that's the bitching part of this whole thing is, how, how you're doing it, like a lot of people look at that spark plug ball, how you're tacking it together. That's not an easy feat, the roses and the gears. I mean, everybody can kind of build stack and put attacks on stuff, but it's that vision or the creativity side of stuff where the bug nut thing and different stuff like that. That's so cool.
Well, thank you very much. And again, don't even do drugs. And I barely drink.
Well, that's all we really needed. It's like, so is there anything cool you can kind of show us and peek on the back? We got so much cool shit on the table back there. It's like, I want to raid your shop.
Well, man. That's all just like stupid trinkets. This is all just, that's just like, what you collect as a kid, but I got some, I just finished assembling some 2 Indy cars. One of them is for Snap-on. So if you can see those, it's so hard to do left and right with your phone backwards like this. Yeah. I'm driving a trike. So one of
test multiple times, it gets used to it. It takes a bit. Dude, those are some private commission things, or what are we doing with those?
Yes. One of them is for Snap-on. The Snap-on ordered a bunch of cars. They're gonna they want one of every race car they sponsored. So that worked out really good for this time period right now. It gives me something solid. We had plenty of work to do. Backlog of cars and trophies and stuff, and people still want trophies. They're gonna want trophies like mad later. But Snap-on has that car, and I actually built usually. When I build a car, if it's something, I won't say generic, but something that it might be in demand more than something absolutely so specific for one person and no one else will go, oh, that's cool, but it's not for me. But there's a lot of, God, this backwards thing is just messing me up. Stuff like that. If you build another Indy car and you don't actually etch all the logos into it, it can be for somebody else. So it's just a spare piece of art because I normally don't have any art to show for in my shop. So other than the production stuff like the roses and sparkle balls and those little trinkets, those cheaper things, like a car like that's, like $2,000 and 40 hours of my life. So it's one of those things. That's the difference between, I guess, most artists. They probably would charge $10,000, $20,000 because it's art, but I tend to charge more of like a fabricator's number is where it's realistic going. I have this many hours in it. That's how much I need to get paid for so I can do it and do it again and again and again. So that's the difference between me and an artist. I guess people think artists are turtleneck wearing, running through the meadows with butterflies and I just want to make things. No, I know I get to make things and I get to have fun, but it's a business. And I have a little girl now. I have to be another mouth to feed. She eats more than me. And then my wife, who is the only adult in the family right now. So I got my part is to at least supply the money so she can pay the bills and feed me and all that stuff. So you got to treat it like a business. So we got something like that. And there's all kinds of, the whole shop is just a 12-year-old designed it. So
it's, what's so cool, man, is just sitting here watching and I'm trying to get through these comments and they're building up and I do have a special guest that's actually already logged into the green room. So hang tight, buddy. I will bring you in that wants to bust your chops a little bit. Cause you said, hey, have fun. Let's be wild, free form, talk crazy. Yeah. And man, but you know what? You have been literally one of the most talked about shows because I think people, they've seen your stuff or remember seeing it somewhere and they just dig it. I mean, I've got questions. Okay, here's one of the questions that I got at the end of me right now. It says, have you ever worked on a piece that you were close to finishing and either the table broke or it knocked it off a table and it shattered some of the work your 40 hours or weeks worth of work? Has that ever happened? That's one of the questions I got already.
I've never actually wrecked anything of mine. I did actually build a monster truck for Clay Milliken, and it's embarrassing, but it's very common with me. I'm terrible at spelling, right? So the logo, the graphic on the truck was Blue Thunder. right? And Blue Thunder, that's not hard to spell, right? But when I have to draw the font and the way it is on the side of the truck, and I draw it 50 times, I don't see it as words anymore. I see it as a graphic, a picture. So when I'm engraving something, it's not like just writing words and you're spelling. I'm drawing like the outline. It becomes a picture to me. So I don't really pay attention to what I'm doing. Well, I brought the car to my buddy who clears all my cars, Damien, and he goes, "Hey, dude, you spelt thunder with no U on the hood." So I had to cut the entire hood off this truck, and it's a monster truck, so it's a big part of what you see, the visual part of it. And he goes, "No, really, you're being funny. Oh, that's cool." And so I'd done that. So that was one thing that was like, oh, you stupid idiot. But there's times where I build a car and something isn't right visually when you get going, because you can't always see it, because you're like, well, it's halfway done. I don't know if the wheelbase is right. None of this is done on a computer. So there's nothing that tells you what you're doing is correct every step. So there's times I've cut the back half of a car off. I built a car for my University of Northwestern Ohio, and it was a Chevy Camaro Cup car. And when I had first done the nose of it, because the new Camaros are kind of aggressive looking, it looked like a Dodge Charger. And I go, that's unacceptable. You can't have a Chevy Camaro look like a Dodge Charger or Challenger or whatever. So I had to cut the front end of that. So most of the time you never see my mistakes, because I only let you see what I let you see on Instagram.
That's the artistic side, right? It's like,
yep, you never see a bad side.
Yeah. And I got another one that came before you right now. What is one of your favorite, or can you name your favorite piece that you've done?
That's a tricky one.
Honestly,
it sounds weird.
I'll give you top three.
I actually most of the time hate everything I make, because you always get better. So like your best thing last year is hopefully your worst thing this year. So I hate to say, like, everything I build, like these Indy cars, because I've had them for a day now, I'm already sick of looking at them. Not because I want them to leave, it's because I go, oh, I could do that better or that better. So every car gets better. But the best, my three favorite pieces I did, probably number one was I did a giant 88 for Dale Jr. on his last race at Homestead in 17. And it was commissioned by NBC Sports. So that was a really cool one. And then the second or first one, it's not so much what it was for who it was. And I'm obviously big race fan. And so when I was a kid, Mark Martin and Ernie Over were my favorite drivers. So Mark Martin wanted a trophy for a dirt track event he was going to put on. So I did the wheel and deal. I was like, I'll give you a trophy if you buy a car. And he was game for it. So I built him an 81, which is ironically my birthday, 81 ASA Camaro. And it's a weird looking car. It's old, like 81. It's a Camaro with the bulgy eyeballs for headlights. And it's weird looking, but it's cool because it's for Mark Martin. And that made it special to me, because, that's like somebody like in Michael Jordan or Larry Bird, like, and he's got the cool part for me. He is like you. He has a Cold Hard Art t-shirt and he wears it every once in a while. His daughter will send me a picture of him out, dinner. And I go, that is very cool to me. So that one is not so much the car, but the person who owns it, because he's just iconic to me. So,
yeah, I mean, we've got a few of those like that. I mean, we all have a few heroes, and I mean, those are legends, dude. Those aren't even heroes, I guess. That's like the legend side of stuff for me. And we've got one. We got one in the wings that I'm gonna bring in too, but I can't wait anymore. I'm just sick of sitting here watching him in his green screen, scratching his eyes and rubbing him and whatnot. So, without further ado, let me bring in one of your old buddies.
Oh,
Tom, how's it going?
Not Corey. What's up, Big Daddy?
How are you, buddy?
I'm doing all right. This he's not making me look too bad.
No. See, they don't remember. I know you from way back, during the post-stock motorcycle days, working at DSR. And, Tom was always doing stuff even back then that, because I went in the shop pretty much every day, I would see, and I mean, Tom is he's got to be right on point with everything he does. Like you said, he looks at something and he says, I hate it. I wanted to get out of here. I want it gone. He was the same way working on Antron's bike. I mean, it was really cool to have him, because he was always there every day I went in. And, we goofed off a lot. Tom's a good guy. He's come from a lot different race atmosphere to get into the cold art deal. But, dude, I'm really impressed with a lot of the stuff you're making nowadays. It's just unbelievable.
Well, thank you very much. It's weird to think that you let a metal artist mount your head pads and your seatbelt brackets and everything that you touch inside your cockpit of your car. Because I think I built probably or helped build at Schumacher probably 25 dragsters and probably like 30 funny car chassis. So I definitely had my hands in where your ass was sitting a lot. So that was those are good times. I mean, it is scary. I make jokes that I used to build race cars that go 330 miles an hour, and people are like, "Dear God, I can see why you're doing art now." But it's Corey's a badass. If you don't know, he's a badass. He's a great driver. He's a good person. I think you were cheating though on your kids. What do you call those little wooden
Pinewood Derby.
The Pinewood Derby. You had us figuring out how to get tungsten in the nose and try to hide it. I remember you had like 10 crew chiefs working on this Pinewood Derby car. I'm like, oh, can we graphite the axles so they slip? And I'm like, that's why I'm here, because it's like the ingenuity. It goes into everything. If you have a blender at home that just ain't running good RPMs, you'll figure out how to make it go better. I love that.
Yeah. And I was dating a gal when I was living back there, and her son was the one that was doing the deal. So yeah, I had Scotty Okahara over there. I mean, all the guys. You guys were all looking at me, and I just want this thing to go fast. And I mean, we took it out there and broke every record they had at Pinewood Derby, enough to the point where they actually came and got the car. They wanted to go look at it, make sure that it wasn't doing something it wasn't supposed to do. We were right on point. We were as stock as they come. I just had a lot of better guys behind me like you.
It's guys like you why they build a spec Pinewood Derby class now, and you can't do shit to cars. And then I started thinking about how much money did DSR spend?
Yeah, that idea was
while they were working on this Pinewood Derby car with.
We always had time to goof off. I mean, we the more time you spend there with the guys, the closer you are with your team, the better response you're going to get, when you're working together, and they make mistakes, I make mistakes, but we always had a lot of fun, and Tom and I always had a blast because we're both kind of geeky, I mean, him going on to do that stuff just amazes me. I don't have that kind of talent. I can't do that with my hands. I can drive a race car, but I can't even touch anything Tom does. But yeah, I've been trying to think of something cool that we can make that would kind of go from everything we did in the past, that type of deal, and all the way back to you guys building that first car that we took out to test, the one that I drove that nobody else would drive. And hey, I mean, that car hauled the mail, and it went to the final in Indy, so it was a good car. Caught on fire a lot, but hey, that's just part of it.
That's what they're supposed to do. Honestly, that's why you wear such a thick layer suit.
Oh yeah.
So before you found out that we were going to get you on the show, he's like, "Oh, dude, I'm like, I got an idea. Let's play a little prank on him, give him a hard time, and bring you on the show just to bust his chops a little bit, because this is obviously, as he self-proclaims, outside his normal realm of what he's doing. He's more comfortable behind the face mask and the Miller welder and whatnot. So I'm like, what the hell? Let's go for broke here.
Yeah, well, it just amazes me. It's when I talk to people about Tom and kind of the past. It's like, well, he was working on a bike, then he'd move around to another spot when Antron got in Top Fuel, and next thing you know, he was up there welding stuff on all our Top Fuel cars. And even though a lot of people came and went, Tom was always like a mainstay. I mean, I left there in 2010. When did you leave there and go on your own?
I gave them my 6 months notice because I like them that much. And I quit October 15th of 2015. So I was there for 11 years for a while. So, and then I go over there and help them out if they wreck a bunch of cars and can't keep up with the quantity of stuff they need to do. Cause it's easy for me just to go back over there and do the same thing. Cause the cars change, but they're not base wise. The chassis really don't change. So I can obviously notch. It's just notch and tube, welding stuff together very nicely and stuff like that. So I could easily go over there and just be let go to work on whatever without them worrying about some new guy going in and go, oh, you didn't weld that, hot enough or cold enough or, whatever. So, or welding titanium or whatever. So I'll go over there occasionally to help out. But yeah, I had 11 years there, and it's still weird to think that I quit that beautiful job to do metal art, which still in my mind goes either I'm super smart or super stupid, which my wife will tell you probably just one of those.
Well, I think you're actually super smart, and I'm really proud of you the way you've kind of taken off with this deal and gone in. Now, I will vouch for your wife. You are a child. There's no doubt.
Correct.
But me being a little kid at 57, it's like, come on. I mean, you got to have fun with it. And you've always been really good to me since day one. And man, when I found out you're going to be on this, like, come on, Corey, let me be on this thing. I want to see Tom. So I appreciate everything you did for me back in the days, bud.
Where's the thing this is something that you've inspired me is I know the guys DSR. So you wear these Kevlar yellow gloves, right? Underneath your driving gloves, just for extra protection, because you've seen some fires in your lives, right? On your hands and stuff.
Been there, done that. Yeah.
Those are fish cutting gloves, right?
No, I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah. These are on McMaster-Carr. They are yellow Kevlar. You cannot cut through them with a knife, but they are fire resistant. I won't say totally fire resistant, but they handle the heat. So it's ironic that I've seen you use these. Well, they look yellow most of the time underneath your driving gloves, just extra precaution. But I go, those are fish cutting gloves. Yet they've helped you out. So that's all. I just random facts.
Yeah, random facts. Where the whole engine compartment catches on fire, and you get out, and the gloves are smoking, and you get out, and everybody's looking at you. You pull off one, and then the Kevlar is still there, and you're good to go. I mean, it's amazing how really strong they are. And I keep a few pair, well, probably 20 pair here just to do stuff when I'm working on the bug or in the garage and whatever race car I get to try to get into. So, I wish you all the best, but I really do. And Corey and I starting to be better friends all the time. We're getting to know each other. I'm putting my dad's 56 back together, the oval window, and so we're gonna do some racing together and stuff like that. But I work with all those guys all the time and get to see them. So I just wanted to say how proud I am of you and seeing what you've been doing, and really, really dig like the American flag deal, some of the stuff you've done with that. I think that's going to be something I'm going to be calling you on for sure.
Well, you know where to find me. I try to be everywhere. So thank you for the kind words.
Oh, that's easy, dude. You're a good guy. You're a good man. Good. Just an all-around good person. You made my life a lot easier when I was at DSR, and you know how tough that can be sometimes.
Well, awesome, man. I appreciate you checking in, Corey.
You got it. And you guys, hey, go do your thing. Show them some more of your stuff, and I'll catch up with you down the road, because I definitely want to get a American flag to go with all my stuff in here, and probably work something out with a Mac, like a dragster or something too. But we'll hook up. And until then, you guys do your thing, enjoy each other, and I'll watch the comments as we go. Okay.
For sure.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Good seeing you.
I couldn't help it.
That's awesome.
When I saw him today, he was actually here at the shop. He had to pick up some stuff, and I was like, he's like, "You're still gonna do that today?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I gotta be in there. I gotta do it." I'm like, it's like one of those things we talked about on the show before. He's kind of like one of my idols, right? Corey's both spelled the same way, both started racing Volkswagens, and we obviously aspire to get to the top fuel categories one day, and it's pretty dope. But I will take one of those Wallies off the shelf in the background too. I could just walk around and look at everything in this place, man.
Oh, they're so easy. They're so easy to earn. It's not even funny. You only have to go 4 rounds on a busy hot day at any track. It's no biggie at all to get one of those.
So any aspirations or earlier, obviously you've made a different pathway now, but as far as driving and racing, some people are asking me, what kind of racing background did he have, if any, and kind of give a little bit of background on that. Do you share that?
Honestly, I tell everybody, if Don Schumacher Racing said, "Tom, you have no experience driving a top fuel funny car, the most dangerous thing you could ever drive. I want you to learn how to drive them tomorrow, because we got a sponsor that only fits you because of how you are," I would be like, but if he said you can net weld entirely a whole year, I would say, sign me up. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. I want to race anything. I go karting for fun. And that's all I'm at right now, is just at a fun level. I think I've surpassed anything dangerous, I guess, other than just a drag racing type thing, because the concept of I'm old now. I'm 38, and you know how racing is. You got to be like 22 and made of rubber and stuff like that. So I mean, right now I have 2 shifter carts that I have to finish working on. Other than that, it's like I ain't got no time for it. I mean, I got so much stuff to weld. But if someone said, "Hey, I got a legit deal for you," and said the only requirement is you can't be welding, I don't want you to get hurt welding driving a race car, I would still say yes, please. So, I don't know. I mean, I just love all types of motorsports. So,
yeah, I mean, at your size, just kind of is what we hear is like you're kind of like a jockey, man. So be ready and you got the pro stock bike background, so you can strap yourself to one of those and let it rip, potato chip.
I would, but the thing is, you got so many good people already on bikes, and there's not a lot of empty seats. Like, look at F1. There's only 20 seats out there, and it's like anything. It's hard to get in that spot. You got to have some experience, and I'm the last person that has any experience. So, but I would do it. My mind tells me anything I do, I could do it very well, until I suck. And even when I suck, you go, okay, I can figure this out. So, I mean, I guess I figured out the welding thing. I mean, that's, a lot of people do it, and a lot of people do it better than me. But, in anything competition, I want to be the best. It's just, my mom said that. She's like, if you're a garbage man, I want you to be the best damn garbage man you can be, no matter what job it is. Just do it the best. Treat it like it's your own and stuff. So I don't know. I guess right now I'm just stuck welding metal art together. Not so bad.
Not a bad gig. I mean, to be creative and hopefully the structure is not too much for you. The wife makes you you got to be there at 9 o'clock. You're gonna be there then.
Oh,
but
hell
no. The random times I get messages from you and DMs are like, this dude. Okay, time change 3 hours ahead. I'm like, this late. So I was like, all right.
Yeah, no, that was my one thing to myself. I don't do drugs. I don't drink. I really don't have any vices other than buying dumb crap to put on my walls and stuff. Is if you work for yourself, my only thing is I'm a nighttime person. And with being nighttime, morning ain't the time. 6 o'clock is for going to bed, not waking up. So my reward is getting up when I wake up. I get here just enough time to meet UPS at like 11. So, if I get here, if I get up at 9, that's an early day for me, but I'm still going to probably work till 2 a.m, so.
What's been like the hardest adjustment too, for you? Just kind of making that transition from, punching a time clock over there where there's definitely structure, into where you're at now is.
I guess the hardest thing is what I initially thought was, when you work at a place like you have salary or whatever, you get a consistent paycheck and all the benefits of that. You have your work laid out in front of you, and you always know you're going to get paid and all this stuff. And you have people working with you, and you have other people to depend on, and this and that. When you say no to that and you own your own business, and it's just me and my wife. Some people think we have employees, or no, we know it's I do the work back here, and Amanda does all the adult work. Is the hustle? I mean, I call it the hustle, but if I'm not working, we're not making money. So the concept of going around trying to get trophies, promoting yourself, promoting what you do, trophies and cars and and have to be on it every single day. That's hard. I guess the biggest thing is distraction. As you can tell, I'm distracted by anything. Oh. And when you work by yourself, nobody's there to tell you to go get back to work. Now it's you. So the only thing that helps that is when you do have distraction, usually you're eating up time sometimes and things turn out last minute. I work really good last minute. I need pressure to work. I hate it when someone goes, hey, yeah, just build me that car when you have time. I ain't got no time. So you tell me you want it tomorrow and I'll have it done tomorrow. And even though it's ridiculous to say, I work better when you tell me a time and it needs to be done then. And if I screw off for half that time, I'm still going to get it done. I'll work till 5 a.m, and I'm all about customer service. It's all about getting stuff, because I don't care if someone leaves me a bad Google review, because it's all personal, because it's only me. It's not going to, oh, the marketing guy didn't do a good job, or the finance. No, it's all, anything that sounds like it sucks at Cold Hard Art is because I didn't do something right. So I take that personal and need to make that correct. So that's the hardest part, is distraction and time management.
That's dope. I mean, you owning it like that is pretty huge, and it speaks volumes, dude. So I don't even know what else to say. It's just dope. But, I'm trying to filter through these questions, man. There's so many questions coming through here. You got anything for him coming through, Eddie, at all? Or you guys? I got Eddie, our engineer, who handles the board.
Just excited about the Class 11.
Oh yeah, there's already guys they're they're like, oh, we got to get him to make one of your class 11s because I'm got to build a class 11 car with the 11 brothers, and they're like, get him to make one of those, and I'm like, I don't have that kind of money.
I'm not that expensive. You're not buying a Picasso.
But to me, I've been saving my shekels for the Christmas tree there for quite some time, and that's kind of one of the first pieces. I already know where I'm going to put it in the studio and everything, so that's on the wish list for sure.
It looked real nice.
Awesome. Thank you for the support.
No, dude, the thing is I appreciate what it is. I mean, when you talk about, oh, I'm just going to weld titanium and I'm going to do this and do that, it's like people don't get the intricacies. I mean, many people that are just there, it's like I've seen, oh yeah, I just got this fresh done TIG welded roll cage and it looks like he's got coat hanger and a blowtorch, and it's like it's really, really bad. It's like, guys, and I'll tell you right now, I mean, and I know you like to keep it light, fun, and airy and everything else, right? But on the real, I'm going to tell you something right now, on the real. So I fostered a boy early on in life, and I'm going to tell you this story real quick. Troubled kid, difficult, rough past. Showing him some of your work, I think, motivated him, and he's aspired to be you. That kid has now graduated high school, gone into engineering, gone into fabrication work because of you. And I owe you that. That's one of the reasons why I'm such an appreciative to your work. Very dear person for me. And it's a huge accomplishment because you, even though it may not seem distant and off the road, you did play a role in this kid's life because he found something he was good at. Sucked in school. I'll still tell him this day. I talk to him almost daily. It's just like my son, so he sucked in school, troubled kid, but he found one thing. And that one thing was welding. And your welds to this day aspire him. So he'll send a little snapshot of your stuff and he's like, I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer. So Ricky, this is for you. I'm very proud of what you've done. And it's very cool, Tom, for what you've done. And that's one of the reasons why I dig the support so much for everything you've done. You did save this kid's life and he's flourishing now in northwestern this country. So he's a fabricator now because of guys like you.
That is actually pretty cool. Now that I have a little girl, everything makes me cry. So I'm amazed that I'm not crying right now because that's pretty inspirational on his part to even for you to say that. That's pretty cool. And I totally think that is awesome because everybody has somebody they look up to. I'm only like 5'9" and 150 pounds, so you can make sure he knows I'm not some 8 foot tall monster. But because Instagram, I feel like when I was a kid, when you watch stuff on TV, these are people that you looked up to and you do, I'm never going to meet them. I'm never going to get to them, but they still have a thing on they impact your life somehow, even if you're never going to meet them or not, even if you find them cool for some stupid reason. It's cool when people say that when you meet people go, oh man, I wanted to get into metal art or just be good at welding or just using my hands. I really believe that people, when they start building stuff on their own with their own hands, and even if they draw it up on the computer and go, I came up with this idea, and it gives you pride and it steps up the layer like, okay, I did that last year. What can I do this year? And like with my art, I try to get better every time. And it's cool to meet kids that go, oh man, I follow your art. And they say nice things, but you hear that they're doing something. They're doing more than just, not that there's anything wrong with playing video games moderately. But when they choose something in life that they can make money, make a living at, and they have pride in it, that's really cool. And when you make stuff with your hands and build stuff your own, that you have I won't say ego about it, but when you build something, you put a cage in a Mustang and it's your car, and you go out there and someone goes, man, who put the cage in your car? It's beautiful. That makes you feel good, and you want more of that. And so then you realize, 10 years later, you have a full-on race car chassis building shop, and your name is the logo, your name is in the title, and people go, I want one of those Ricky crafted cages in my car. And it just gets worse and worse. It's like a good drug. You want more of it. So building stuff with your hands and having pride in your work, it's like, man, nothing's like that. It's like having a child. You get so proud of what you've created. You want more of it. So that's really cool that you shared that with me. So that makes me feel good. Like I must be doing something that's not wasting people's time following it and stuff like that. So that's cool.
No, and it's glad to be able to share that story with you. It really is. It's exciting to watch the turnaround. And that's one of the reasons why I still razz him like, oh, he's building an off-road chassis truck. You see this one, at least he can get his shit done, and so I'll give him crap about it, but it's all good and fun, and it's stuff like that, man. That you know, from me to you, I appreciate that on more of a level than you'll ever know. So, dude,
awesome. Thank you.
what is there? God, there's like so much shit. It's distracting. Like I'm like, what is next? I can't even focus. I'm looking at the computer screen. I'm supposed to look at the camera, and it's like you got so much neat stuff. It's worse. I don't know who's got more ADD right now, you or me. But
I'm complete focused on you right now. So I won't say I'm nervous, but I don't want to miss a question. So I'm focused on you right now. So no ADD, just focus.
There we go. So another guy's question just came in too. Do you ever do like full chassis? Do you ever do, you know, instead of just the art side of the CHA, are you doing, you know, do you ever build race cars for, you know, besides DSR or something like that, like of your own? Do people commission you for that kind of stuff?
I mean, honestly, this will sound weird, but with my insurance and with my company, I'm actually not allowed to build anything. Like I'll repair like engine cases, motorcycle cases, transmission case. I'm really good at fixing broken stuff. Watched a lot of MacGyver. Totally into that. So I believe nothing is not salvageable. When it's the only one of its kind, you have to fix it. But honestly, I don't. When I go to Schumacher and help them, everything's kind of, I won't say it's not an art, but everything has a fixture. Everything has to be a certain way because of rules or safety. So, you know, when you learn how to do that, I won't say it feels repetitious, but it's like, I don't even know if that was a word, repetitious. Is that a word? Did I say it right?
I won't ask you to spell it, but we'll let it slide.
Oh no, absolutely. Don't ask me to spell it. But no, I don't really, there's plenty of guys in I'm in obviously Indy here. There's plenty of guys that have great fab shops. And I have my niche. I have what I'm good at. And people come to me for that, you know, trophies, awards, sculptures, replicas. And I go, you know, there's people that still do that, but I mean, I do it full time. So I'm having more access to going, yes, I can do that. Yes, I can do that. But, you know, I have a tubing bender, I have a notcher, I have this and that. But I don't have the same passion, but want to put a cage in a Mustang when it's going to take me twice as long to do it. And I know there's somebody else out there that does it every day and is going to knock it out and it's going to look amazing and they know the rules and blah, blah. I don't even like to be told what to do. So when you tell me, oh, the cage has got to stay inside the car, I'll be like, screw you, buddy. This cage is going over your windshield. No, see, I can't. I'm already getting flustered about that. So no, I'm not a passionate cage builder guy. I mean, if you need a bar put in, I could probably handle that. I want to do that or fix something, but that's most of the stuff I do is just repairs and fix stuff. And honestly, I like doing what I do. It's stress free. I'm the one that's making it. I got no rules. Build this car. Okay, cool. You know, that's the only answer I really need from somebody. So I don't know.
And the other question I'm just gonna keep firing them at you. So I'm gonna get you, and I won't keep it too long. What was the moment when you realized, okay, like, and I'm trying to, the way it was written here was kind of chopped up, but the moment when you were working at DSR and you were already starting to do burn the midnight oil and whatnot with the side projects, was there a moment that you can remember when it was like, aha, it's time to really make that change? Like when it was.
Oh, I got that one. Big Daddy.
All right.
Okay. So you work 8 to 5, 8 to 6 at Schumacher, and then I'd go home, have dinner, and go to work from like 7 to like 2 in the morning for like 7 years. So I would just sit down with my welding helmet and do my work at night. There'd be times Amanda would come out there and go, hey, you know, blah, blah, I need you to come inside. And I'm sleeping with my helmet on the product I'm welding. Or I'll lay down on the ground to pick something up and fall asleep. Because I would get 4 hours of sleep for 7 years, forever, doing 2 full-time jobs. And Amanda goes, you need to pick one or the other because you're going to die doing this. Something's going to fall on you. You're going to kill somebody at the race team. You're going to fall asleep, catch yourself on fire. So she says, you need to pick one or the other. And I thought, well, this is the time. This is that leap of faith. And so that's why I said I gave my 6 months notice, because I have an awesome job. Why the hell am I going to quit to do art? Like, are you stupid? But I went and told my boss, and he goes, I get it. I could see this coming. You know, the writing's on the wall. You're getting more into doing art, and you know, I'm slowly accumulating all the tools I need. You know, I don't want to be using tools at Schumacher. I want to have my own. So I think when I got my big boy bandsaw, I go, that's the last real item outside of my shop that I would ever need to borrow, and I have it now. I built my little empire really slow over like 3 or 4 years when I started doing art. And when I got that bandsaw and Amanda caught me sleeping on the job, realizing you need to pick one or the other, I think those two things are kind of what that could have been 2000. Probably 2015 when I really got the idea. And then later in that year, I obviously said, okay, this is my last day. So if that made sense.
No, I mean, total sense. I mean, a lot of people are interesting, when was that defining moment? I mean, everybody's got that in their career, whether they're going to push it forward. I mean, I've been an entrepreneur a couple times over, and there's that moment where you're like, oh wow, this is when it's time to make it real. Now you got a family, so burning the midnight oil, taking time away from the kid, taking time away from the wife, everything you got to do. It's understandable that it gets to be a bit much. So it's cool. I mean, these are the stuff that people want to know. I mean, again, it's this faceless art and many thing other than this, goofy guy with glasses having fun taking pictures, and they're like, oh, is that really him? Like, yeah, that's him. It's like people want to know this kind of stuff. I mean, one of the ones is what's the worst he's ever been shocked welding? I mean, I got that one too.
Oh, I like it now. Like I'm all about gloves and safety equipment, but you get yourself no sleeves on, gloves on, or you have no gloves on. Very rare do I ever do that if I'm not in a hurry. And the tingle, I don't even feel it anymore. So that's probably not a good either. That just means I'm unplugged up here, or it's not so bad. But speaking of what you're talking about, the faceless thingy, that was my only regret with my art is I wish when I started it that I never showed my face, skin color, whatever, so no one had a clue. And when people would stop by the shop, now that I got one, I would just be the assistant that doesn't weld and be, oh, you just missed him. Oh, he's Chinese. Oh, he's German. Oh, he's Russian, or he's from Sweden. He's a very, very nice guy, or something like that. I wish that, because like the Stig on Top Gear, that curiosity, there's nothing more powerful than like, what does the guy look like? Is he a guy? Could he be a girl? Like, is he a transgender? Like what? Like, I don't even know, So the concept of that, I wish I had grabbed that. I never showed my face and just, I don't know who he is. That would have been, it would have been fun because I'm a bit of a goofball. So that would have been fun to just go with and mess with people every time that, oh, you just missed him. Sorry, you can't do an interview today with you guys, but I'll do one. I know what he does. I know what he likes. He's Chinese, whatever.
He likes, French vanilla lattes in the morning with heart-shaped, froth. And you gotta I don't think you would have been able to pull it off for very long. Just
I'm
you rub
way too stupid.
So any little project you can kind of show, give the audience a little teaser, like, hey, show us some more stuff, show us what he's working on. One guy said that, like Wolfman Jack. That'd be kind of cool. Weirdo.
So it's not obviously I'm building it right now. So like this is a Corey LaJoie's car, his cup car from last year. So I'm building a Mustang cup car. That's the next thing I'm building. So that's the next replica. We have other things we got to build that are just production pieces. But what's on my table right now is this stuff right here. So I mean, it looks like sheet metal, but you can see this is the side of a car. So that's about what I'm doing right now. Oh, and I have a wagon to build. I have some other stuff, but it's always floating in the air until I actually get it on the table. So
someone just asked too, if you can show us if you have any of the finished products, like what your showroom and lobby look like, so they can see some of the finished audit. People get lost in the pictures of trying to chase it down through Pinterest and everything else. So,
well, everybody comes in everybody who is a gearhead. Oh God, it's like it was a Honda Civic. Disgusting. My front lobby, nobody comes into, because everybody goes in the back door with a big, most car guys go for the garage door to walk into. So we have this like lobby, but like the 4 people a year come in here. So like I have all the things of all our magazines and stuff like that, like the hot rod, drag racing, magazines and, stuff like that. But no one ever comes to the front. So you have this little glass cabinet of like samples of trophies, but everybody comes in the back door back there. So it's like, what the hell do I even have this lobby for?
That's waste of square footage, man. That's some other tables. Got some more room to work. No, that's cool. Well, there you go. So I forgot it's like Sammy chimed in on that one and said, "Hey, I want to see the lobby." So it's pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
so
there we go.
that's
Oh,
why.
that's sick.
It used to be the Thor hammer, you know. Oh God dang. Okay. It used to be the Thor hammer, but now it is my Jesse Combs hammer, and it's priceless.
Yeah.
You know, I was going to try to sell it, but I go after, you know, she stopped by and hung out with us for a little bit. We took some goofy photos. I mean, now she's gone. It's like that's precious. Like this shop burns down, the welder gets dragged out of here, and this hammer, you know, and my wife and kid they'll figure the way out. You know, there's always windows to break out of. So, but you know, so that right there is like a priceless heirloom to me. So, you know, so yeah.
Then you're going to be just selling T-shirts like crazy, and people are going to love what you're doing. And you know, you're like, oh, you remember when I used to weld and build stuff? Now I've got 8 dudes just building things, and I make my real money off my T-shirt sales.
Yeah,
like a Pawn Stars
I mean,
art.
we sell a couple of them. I'm not that, you know, I'm really not that cool of a person. I bet you, like, you know, in the welding community, 2% of the people know who I am. And the rest of them are just like, oh, that's cool. Like, I don't know how to weld, so that's cool to them, you know, to see something made out of metal and not plastic or 3D printed anymore, you know. So I'm not that cool.
That's got to be a little, I mean, luckily you don't have an ego, right? Because I'd be, I mean, Eddie, just can you imagine sitting there like at SEMA and be like, oh, you know, check out, we have Tom from Cold Hard Art on our display. And the dude's like, oh, yeah, my kid could do that there in the auto shop. It's like, dude, what the hell, man?
Yeah.
No, I'm all about making fun of myself. Wait a minute, hold on. No, this is I do not have an ego, but when we did the Miller deal at PRI and SEMA, they had this banner, you know, the banner in the background, and I go, oh dear God, please just maybe put my name on it. So they have oh, you got to keep this thing. Hold on, let me unfold this because it's they had this and oh God, it's upside down. I don't know what the hell's going on here.
You got it.
But like, oh God, like that's really what I look like? I mean, come on. You know, I got too big of a nose to be on a poster.
Yeah, try being in this body sometimes. I got a face for radio, but we'll work through it, you know? But I mean, dude, how often do some of the guys, I mean, since you're kind of on the same compound, the other people, is how often do people dropping in and just saying, well, because we see a lot of this. I mean, we see a lot of glimpse of you or products of you by a lot of different people. I know Aaliyah's in there, seems like, or around you guys quite a bit, or always doing something. Is all kinds of stuff. People are asking, does it seem like how does he get work done with people popping into the shop all the time?
That's a touchy subject because I love people. I'm 33% Irish, so I love talking clearly, as you can see. But you gotta get work done. So being here in the center of like Brownsburg, where Don Schumacher Racing is physically, I can see it, the building outside my office window. You can walk over there. I got all these race teams around here. I know everybody. You know, I'm that guy that just talks to everybody. You can be homeless and I'll know who you are. And we just, it's a good problem. We have a lot of people stop by every day, and not fans, not like, oh my God, the people are lining up. No, it's just friends. I'm very lucky. I have a lot of supportive friends, and we do something fun. So it's not like, oh, he's printing more newspapers today. It's, hey, what are you building today? And stuff like that. So it's fun, you know, like Antron's always got something to be welded for his junior dragster or somebody. And yeah, we always have fun taking goofy photos, but you know, it's all marketing. It's fun, but these are just my friends, and my friends with really dangerous jobs. And I'm the guy that sits back here and watching TV welding. So it's like, yeah, you know, I got a dangerous job. Not really, but you know, the biggest thing is just going, hey, I joke with people, you got 7 minutes and then you got to get the hell out because daddy's got to make money or my wife is going to beat me, you know? Not really, but yeah.
All right. Yeah. So next question I got for you, and this is just rapid fire, and I'm going to let you get out of here soon, and you got to make that money.
No, it's your time.
What do you jam out to while you're welding?
Oh, well, honestly, I've been Netflixing, Amazon Priming, watching Top Gear and Grand Tour, like movies. I listen to shows and movies. I hate to say this, but I'm not a big podcast person. Hey.
We're not podcasts. We're live streams, for example.
Ooh, fighting words. and stuff like that. I don't listen to really podcasts. I like watching shows where you learn something and stuff like that. But honestly, when I do listen to music, I get sick of music really quick because I listen to the same stuff all the time. Is Breaking Benjamin, something that just like should be turned up to like 35, and not chainsaw music, not that crap. There's probably a little Justin Bieber in there. I'm gonna be straight honest with you. He's got some good melodies.
You're breaking up. I can't quite hear you. You're breaking up. The static.
Oh no, yeah. Oh no.
Not the
but
beat.
I don't know. Whatever. I like some Brad Paisley. I like this and that. So I mean, but most of it is watching Grand Tour, Top Gear, MacGyver, Burn Notice. I've seen stuff so many times. I don't get distracted by it. I just like to listen to it.
That's cool. And do they ever? I guess another question that came through is like, as far as anybody else got any really cool shops nearby that fire up some pretty badass stuff that kind of makes you raise the helmet up, like, oh, what is that? I mean, nothing like
we got
power, but there's got to be some.
We got Kevin Thomas has got a sprint car team. They're sponsored by McDonald's and Dr. Pepper, so that's delicious. And there is the Laganas over here, like across the parking lot here with the Top Fuel team. I'm trying to figure out. There's another Pro Mod guy, and this is in my I can look out my back door, and that's what's out here. And then there's another sprint car team on the backside. So occasionally this shit drives by my door, like it's like blah 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 blah, and it goes hopping by. And there's a guy that restores Indy cars, and there's an Indy Lights team at the end. So there's one guy that restores old Indy cars, so like an old Fittipaldi Marlboro Penske rolls by the door, and it's just like that. See, I'm in the right spot. Yeah. I can only survive here in Brownsburg with Nitro Alley or down in Mooresville with race cars. If I don't have race cars around me, not just for the collecting of junk, but just those type of people. I need race car people in my life,
Yeah, man. I don't know if I'd be the social butterfly. I'd be like, hey guys, I brought Dr. Peppers. What are we working on today? Yeah. Like, dude, get your ass in the shop and make something, because we're not going to eat next week. You're giving away the Dr. Peppers, and we're not going to eat. Some people say I got a dream job, dude. I think you're second place, but just still pretty cool.
Well, thank you.
Well, man, it's been awesome. You guys check it out. Cold Hard Art, the madman, the creator, I don't even know what to say. Just the dude that's the badass behind the welding helmet that creates these things you see going viral. Hopefully, a couple more, stimulus checks, and I'll be able to get one of myself to hang on the wall up here. We're gonna get someplace here. But thanks, man. All I can say is thank you. Thank you for everything you've done for me personally, for the family, and for what you do, dude. I dig watching everything you guys make. That's our audience freaking loved it. Obviously, there's more questions that we could keep you on here for another hour, which I don't want to do. And I don't want Amanda to beat my ass because we kept you on here too long. So she got daddy's.
She's from Ohio, so she has the ability to kick ass and smile the whole time she's doing it. It's terrible.
Yep. Yeah, it's like our CFO from Ohio, man. So he does the same thing. He's watching this money we're spending right now while we're getting paid. So, dude, awesome. Again, thank you so much for everything. Keep up the awesome work. It's been rad, and we'll definitely get your order over soon. And thank you for tuning in today. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me, and I hope that didn't ear beat you to death and tell you too much of a life story. But thank you very much. It was very enjoyable. Your questions are good. Everything's fun. I mean, looking at your face for this long, I thought I would hate it, but no, pretty nice.
Yeah, I got a few chubby chasers. You know what I mean? It happens, so we're good.
I can't tell if you have eyebrows or not, but that's not a problem.
That's it. Yeah, there's some in there. That's all right. They're just
okay.
It's got me. With that, get your ass off my show. You get it. Oh man, no, as always, dude. Appreciate it. We'll catch you soon.
Thank you.
See ya. Dude, what a riot. I mean, I hope you guys had his.
Now that I'm looking at you, do you have eyebrows?
Man, they're blonde. It's summertime. It gets light like my arm hair, dude. You're just wrong. Wrong is I'm never gonna hear the eyebrow thing down. So Tom, thanks for shafting me on that one, dude. I hope he gets shocked at least 17 times today before it goes.
I think he likes it though.
Dude, it probably got a little nipple clamp maybe or something. I don't know, but yeah. Thanks, Wink. I saw you. He got me. Look at this shit. It's already coming through.
Oh man.
I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna send another package that way, and I'm gonna send him one of them oops photos, and I'm gonna get him. You might get an obscene photo just in case. So, but dude, how rad was that? I mean,
cool.
and it was really cool because I finally got to talk to him, and share it with the public. I mean, we've exchanged, we've talked, we mentioned, but to really what he's done for, my family personally.
Yeah, you never mentioned that before, or even today or anything. So I was like, whoa. As you were telling that story, I was like, dang, that's really cool.
Yeah, and I mean, it really is, because that's not everybody's cut out for college, not everybody's cut out for this. But if you find that one thing you love to do, and you can run with it, and it doesn't feel like work, dude. I mean, I love coming to work every day here. It's a blast. We get to hang out together. We get to talk about cars. We get to build cool toys, and to be able to share that story that I personally have that touches dear to my heart with Tom was awesome.
That was a really cool
story. I know tonight I'm going to get a message on that, because he works during the day. He's fabricating during the day, but tonight he'll watch the show. He watches every Tuesday, and he'll send me a message, and I'm going to screenshot it. I'm going to send it to Tom so he knows really what it means to him. So
very cool.
Dope. So lots of cool stuff, guys. I mean, as always, thank you guys for always tuning in. But man, dude, okay. Couple things. You guys saw the toys. Yes, they are available through EMPI. They are. I have already got a bunch of questions on those. So, yeah, that's a good clean shot. So dig it. And just for Tom's comment, I'm going to make sure he doesn't get one of those mailed to him for the, I see him in the green room cracking up laughing, because I've already got 7 DMs about my eyebrows.
We'll draw some on there for him. Get the Sharpie.
So guys, we got this is what this show's about, is to have fun, talk to people. We got so many cool new things, man. And oh God, he got me. And just like mic drop, and then I'm gonna get out of here too.
You're still recovering right now.
Because I'm thinking about how to get him, and he's got me. He won up me, and I can't have that. It's not how I roll. So yeah, cool. Ooh, I'm gonna go weld and cool shit together. All right, just wait. I'm gonna
go weld some eyebrows for you, bro. That's what he's gonna go do.
He's gonna send a mask, and I'm sure it's gonna be like a cutout or something. Shit, give me a complex. I'm wearing a hat from now on, so you get to cast a shadow. Bastard. Anyhow, so dude, this is a good one, and I hope all you guys listening and watching of this are enjoying the fun we're having. Okay, now to serious business. We are going to start working on a second stream with our South American friends. So many of you know we do have a South American, based in Brazil, that really works with us, kind of procurement, works with our factory down there. He's kind of a liaison for us as well. But we know throughout Latin America and whatnot, we have a lot of followers, right? And we have a lot of people that buy the product and whatnot. So starting next week on Thursday, we don't have the time set, but we'll put it out very soon, but probably sometime, around the same time as 3:00 seems to work well. We'll start working on that Latin America live stream. So it'll be done blend, right? English and Spanish. Yep. We'll have them remote in, and Edgar's going to do some translation. We'll be able to talk with what we're doing here. And Sammy, I know you're still watching this. We're putting the works in on it. We're going to come out with it. So it'll be coming up. We're going to try to launch that first part of next month. And, we'll see how that rolls. Let's see. What else do we got?
I'm excited about your race. Why do you not talk about this race? I need more pictures of your car.
I appreciate it. Maybe we can have a little dummy mask here with this frothy. Dude, what about Abe Bagoda
eyebrows on your helmet?
You guys remember the actor Abe Bagoda, man? He's like from Godfather movies. He always had these big old caterpillars on top, man. So that's what I'm gonna go for Halloween. I'm gonna wear a cold hard shirt with some freaking big old eyebrows. So, but no. So yeah, this weekend, super stoked. Maiden voyage. I mean, we went out and tested already once. Class 11 Caliente 250 up in Vegas. And gonna bash with the boys in the class 11s, and super stoked. 11 Brothers built a badass car, man. We went out and tested last Thursday, and the car's fast. The car runs really well, absorbs stuff that I never thought it would absorb. I was actually able to walk at work the following day, so that's kind of a bonus.
Yeah, you came back solid.
Yeah. And dude, shout out to those guys, Timmy and Rich and Old Man Dennis, for building a badass race car. And then the car's fast, So hopefully I can pull Wilkie And we'll see how it goes, but we're just gonna have some fun, man. Honestly, it's to go out and fun. We're living the hobby. We're using EMPI parts. We're going out and beating the shit out of these cars. There's 4 cars under the EMPI umbrella going out there, to go out and be competitive, and every one of them, in my personal opinion, they're all contenders. So there's some changes to the race this year and some stuff that they're doing as far as like how they're starting, which I just saw an email right when we started the show, so that'll be unique. But to go out and bash in a little Herbie Class 11, see what we can do.
Super cool.
It's going to be fun. Sneak peek bonus, my co-driver is Top Fuel Cam. So Cameron Foray, who's you saw driving the Nitro Top Fuel Dragster, is going to be my co-pilot. So finally, he gets to ride with me in a door car. Well, kind of a door car, and go out and bash around, something he's never done before, something I've never raced off-road in my life as far as driving goes. I've done dirt bike stuff, but never in a car. So this is going to be fun. So EMPI pilot of the Top Fuel Dragster, 330-mile-per-hour dragster, is going to go 7 miles an hour with us in the
whopping 7
in the Class 11 car. You goes from 10,000 horsepower to like 80. Yep. So look out. We're going to set the world on fire, turn the earth. But it should be fun. You guys, Races and Rental Cars podcast. He does a live stream. I think it's tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow he'll do a live stream. I'm sure we'll talk about it, but definitely stay tuned for that stuff. We got 7 hours in the car together, he and I, so I'm sure we're going to go live and we're going to talk a lot of stuff because it's a haul to get to this event. But yeah, super stoked to have Cameron Foray on there doing something different. And just trying to broaden the horizons, man. Motorsports is motorsports, and we want to get that crossover. We want to have some fun, and we want to show people, man, again, everybody's got a Volkswagen story some way, shape, or form in their life. And Cameron, from working in the, one aspect of it into the other, it's going to be a lot of fun. So to be able to do that is huge. I'm nervous. I have this. Is this my walking papers? Man down. Oh, shit. Hey, dude, thank you. The CFO comes into my office. Tom, I hate you so bad for this. The CFO comes in, interrupts the show, and paints on some eyebrows for me. So thank you. I hate you even more now. This is all bad. No, dude, I'm going to put him up like an angry eye, dude. Look at that. We hate our jobs here at EMPI. Ooh, look at that. Stylish. So, I mean, I get paid for this. This is awesome. But sucker. So it's good when the CFO is sitting in his office watching the live stream and then paints some eyebrows that are anyhow. This is is it abuse, or you're creating a hostile work environment? So, but son of a bitch. I'm getting roasted by my own crew right now. What the hell's going on? So anyhow, 7 hours in the car, driving, trailering, and whatnot. It's going to be good. So we're going to have a blast. Stay tuned for the live feeds. This thing's gone all to hell, and I blame him completely for all this.
That was a cold heart burn, bro.
That's a cold heart burn, yeah. That's just wrong. I don't even know what to say. I can't get mad. I mean, I hate him right now, and I'm not gonna lie. And if I had a chance to fight him right now, I totally would. I'd fold him like a lawn chair. But man. We'll get him. I'll be back in Indy this year, so we'll get him. Oh, I will get you. Trust me. I'm gonna start advertising you and putting you on, public places and call here, for a good time. So anyhow, man, awesome show though, dude. Thank you guys for everything you guys do. Thank you guys for tuning in. I mean, it's been an awesome time. So stay tuned, right? A lot of live stuff going to happen with EMPI Inc., EMPI Insider, a lot of insider stuff. The races and rental cars, I'm sure we're going to do a dashboard Q&A while we're rolling up. So we'll probably do his and he'll do ours, and we'll just have some fun together. I'll block Tom so he can't log in and try to do anything or ask any questions. So that's kind of a bonus. And then, man, stay tuned. There's going to be some really cool coverage. So what is it? Skull Rush or Score Racing. If you go to Score Racing, click the Skull Rush 250. There's a live feed. There's a GPS tracker. Root us on, cheer us on, man. We want to
put up a link.
Yeah, we'll post a link up there, but we'll definitely want to make sure we post that up and root on all the guys, man. We want to see And I'd love to see an EMPI 1, 2, 3 podium, right? I mean, we got Wilkie in 11. We've got the Sletton brothers driving their 11, which is a swing axle crazy car. Myself, and there's 3 other guys, Riley and Rada, coming out with their 11 cars that are kind of falling under the EMPI umbrella. And we're going to go out there and try to dominate, man. And that's really what we're hoping for. So you guys stay tuned for that.
No pressure, but you better win.
Yeah. No pressure. Should be a good fast course. So we're going to give it a whirl. As always, guys, thank you tuning in for everything you guys do on a weekly basis. What better way to spend an afternoon for an hour in the middle of the day to kind of break it up after that lunch, make a little memes. But please follow us on the YouTube channel, EMPI Insider. Smash that subscribe button. I am going to give away a 100 follower raffle giveaway. So those first 100 followers that I'll try to track through will get entered into a chance to win one of our special toys, giveaways, and a swag bag. So I just decided to sweeten the pot right now. So we're almost there. Once we do give that away, we're going to go back through the log of who subscribed, and we'll put them in a fishbowl, and we'll draw a name out of the hat.
Yeah, we'll do it live. Maybe next week.
Heck yeah, when we get back.
Yeah.
So get out and subscribe, EMPI Insider Facebook and YouTube page. That's how we keep rolling and shred it out. As always, thank you very much. Be good humans. We'll see you next week. I'm out. I hate you, Tom.
Oh man, what a show.
If I put him upside down, he looks surprised.
What?
I came in here pissed off. I thought I was going to get in trouble. So